All right, all right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Underground. This is Interactive Chat Volume 24. And for those who are new, this is a show where we kick back and we chat about everything PSVR2 related, all the latest news and discussion that we can think of. And boy, did we get some great news today. This stream is brought to you ad-free by you, the Patreon supporters, as well as the viewers. Thank you guys so much who support me over on patreon.com/PSVR Underground, and everybody who just comes and hangs out and watches the show. None of my live streams have any monetization, no ads, no nothing, just because you guys are awesome and I appreciate you and all the support, man. So we got tons to get into today. Let's go ahead and feel a new reel with the trailer. What is up, Blue Jew, the Underground Game Cat Elite Name Squad of the House, Kill Artist, the Dream Weaver, Game Cat, Dead Ringer, Great Tantrum, JB in the house. It was funny, JB. I was showing Julia an old stream, and I said, "Don't say anything," but that's actually Great Tantrum. And she goes, "Oh, I've seen Great Tantrum." I was like, "Yeah, that's him. That's his real identity." But don't worry, as always, aloha, my friend, and mahalo. And your secret is safe with me. What up, Scobie, man? Guys, tons to talk about today. Some awesome news regarding PSVR2. There's also a huge, well, a pretty big, I'd say a modest sale going on, but it's an important one because it is the first PlayStation VR2 sale that we've gotten with some games. And yeah, I'm going to give you the thumbs up, thumbs down, whether or not I recommend them. But first, let's kick things off with the news. Before we get to the news, actually, I want to know what you guys have been playing. It's 2 months after launch, and I have found myself going back to Resident Evil Village. And man, I'm still convinced that it's the best game on PSVR2 right now. It's just so good. It is going back to it a month or 2 months later. I wanted to re-experience it without streaming because streaming does kind of change the experience a little bit. And, now playing it without the voice chat in my head, getting the Pulse headphones, I've got better headphones that I play with in my own time and everything. It's awesome, man. And it's still just an amazing experience. I gotta say though, once you get that stake, oh my God, it is so OP. That thing is clearly meant for speed running the game. For those who don't know, the stake is a weapon you get. So Resident Evil Village has a bunch of collectible goats, wooden goats you can find around the game. And once you get like 25, 26 of them, 25, you get this weapon called the stake. And it's basically a one-shot golden gun hand cannon that just obliterates everything. But I can't wait to jump back in there. It's really fun playing through on Village of Shadows. I might swap my gun back just so it's a little bit more challenging because it's way too easy. What up, Jason? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Let's see. Oh, Hooked Worm is playing Song in the Smoke. Oh, I'm so jealous, man. I love that game so freaking much, and I've started playing it again, but I still haven't gone like really spent tons and tons of time with it like I want to. But man, I can't wait. At some point, I'm going to do another full playthrough. I've already got the platinum on PSVR 1. Jank Media, what is up, man? I love the name. Thank you for the donation. Says Lucky's Tale is on sale for $6. Go get yourself a copy, bruh. Dude, I'll tell you, man, with Lucky's Tale, that's obviously a PSVR 1 game. I love the time trials in Lucky's Tale. They're so stupid hard and difficult. You have to basically have a perfect run mostly. But man, I really enjoyed getting the platinum in that and doing the time trials for sure. Scope Man says, Saints and Sinners, thanks to you. Thank you, man. Thank you for trusting my opinion on Saints and Sinners and getting it, because it's a fantastic game. It is, yeah. I mean, the big three to me as far as what I would argue for best game right now, I think are Resi 8, GT7, and Saints and Sinners Chapter 2. So good, man. So hell yeah, man. Glad you're liking that stuff. What up, PSVR Brazil, Beard of Power? Yeah, man, Village is just next level. You know, that's what we need, man. We just need more games like Village, and we might get them soon. At least some announcements. You know why, guys? Because just today, Sony over on their PlayStation Twitters announced some really exciting stuff. And that is the PlayStation VR2 will soon be in stock at local retailers in addition to direct.playstation.com. Check your local retailer for availability. Now, this is awesome. So what does this mean exactly? Well, it means a lot of things, a lot of good things. First of all, it's nice that we're finally getting to the point to where, you know, the stock of PS5s, the production and everything of hardware is starting to come out of the rut that it's been into for the last couple of years that we've been heavily affected by. You know, that was the biggest problem, of course, was people not being able to get a PS5. How are they going to sell a PSVR2 when people can't even get the thing that's needed for it? So it's nice to see that. But this is a huge deal for another reason, and that is not only is it going to become more readily available for people. I mean, I look online, I see people that are like, where do I get a PSVR2? It's, you know, for us, we're like, you know, we know it's so obvious, like how to get one from PlayStation Direct. But there's a lot of people out there that don't even know the thing like exists. So it's a big deal to get it out in the wild, to get it into retailers all around the world. Actually, in the UK, it looks like it's been confirmed at least somewhere around the 12th, if not the 12th, is when they'll be available in the UK. So shout out to all the UK people. It's time to get your VR fix, baby. But yeah, so I don't remember what the Amazon listing, there was like an Amazon listing last week, whatever, that went down shortly after it came out. But this is great news, man. The number one reason I would say that this is great news, and the thing that this excites me the most about, is that people will finally, you know, get to try it, get to play it. If it's set up in stores, hopefully this is like the good old days again where you have demo kiosks. This is what sold a lot of people on the original PlayStation VR, was being able to actually put it on and see what it looks like. Because no matter what, if you haven't played VR, you don't understand until you put on the headset and really know what it looks and feels like playing. So it's really exciting times. It's almost nostalgic for me because I know back in the day, that's what got me into PlayStation, was a demo kiosk. I was at Circuit City when that existed, and there was a PlayStation demo kiosk that had like Battle Arena Tushinden and Jumping Flash and stuff, and I played it and it blew my mind. So I'm really excited about this hitting stores. It's probably going to be at places, if you're in the US, like Walmart, Best Buy, you know, it'll be on Amazon, those places. So really exciting. And yeah, I hope like places like Best Buy and stuff and some other places have some demo kiosks set up to where people can actually try it out. The other reason that this makes me pretty excited is because I feel like this could mean that we could be getting closer to some sort of announcement, some sort of showcase, something like that. I haven't wanted to mention that word in quite some time now. You know, I had a feeling they were going to go with this soft launch with PSVR2, and that seems very much like what they did. They kept it just to PlayStation Direct. They didn't do, you know, they did a little trailer with Ozzy Osbourne and stuff, but everything felt really minimalistic. It felt like kind of what just very much a soft launch and didn't really hit its full potential. And we don't have any idea if any of this had to do with, my favorite theory is that this has to do with that Activision Blizzard acquisition deal that Microsoft is trying to do, which, by the way, got denied, which is great. I mean, look, I don't really have a dog in that fight, but I will say Activision or Microsoft going around trying to buy different publishers with tons of like amazing IPs. I probably wouldn't mind as much if they weren't so horribly mismanaged. I probably wouldn't mind. Like, in fact, if they released like games that I were interested in and, you know, a good stable, excuse me, I probably would be more tempted to even try. Oh, sorry. My bad about that. My bad. What's the last thing I said? All I was saying was it feels good, man, that you know that they can't just go and buy every single publisher. You know, I've really always liked the way that Sony does things. That's kind of why I'm a big fan, like the way they take these you know, studios, individual studios, and they invest in them, they grow them, and I really just feel like it has a much more positive impact on the overall gaming ecosystem. Do sign language. Sorry about that, guys. My bad. Yeah, I totally just while I was muted, I leaked about 6 games. I'm sorry. You'll just have to wait till later, some other time. Mountain Man Gaming, just wanted to say thank you for your awesome dreams coverage for PSVR1. You're the reason I tried Hypercycle Arena. Absolutely mind-blowing game. Thanks again, AJ. Thank you, man, for, again, you know, it makes me really happy when you guys, you know, trust in me and go try something out. And yeah, to hear that you had a great experience with that. I was just thinking about Hypercycle Arena the other day and how I think it's really the best game in Dreams. I mean, really felt like a amazing experience and you know, a short game, a great short game. Really incredible stuff, man. Tron is a great fit, but anyways, man, yeah, so really exciting news that the PlayStation VR2s are hitting retailers soon. I can't wait to see what kind of effect that has, as well as if we're getting closer to some kind of showcase, some kind of event. Like I said, I've been very hush about that word. That word has soured me for the last year. But I feel like we're getting to that point again where it's like, okay, we don't know, aside from PlayStation blog announcements, from, you know, little announcements here and there, we don't know what's coming, what to look forward to. And like I've said before, I know of some stuff that's in development, and I can't wait to hear beyond that. What else? I mean, I know probably a small smidgen of what's actually going on, what's being developed. We don't know any of the first party titles. I talked about last week how much I'm so ready for, man. I'm so ready for something like an Astrobot 2 to be announced, Astrobot Remaster. And, you know, I put out a tweet and really appreciate everybody who supported that tweet. I tagged Herman Hulst, I tagged Shuhei, I tagged Team Asobi, Nicholas Doucette, all of them, to let them know that, man, we need Astrobot. Like, we need another one, man. I want Astrobot 2. I want Astrobot Remastered. I want Astro Kart Racing. I want Astro Party. All of these things. Give me an Astro movie. I will go pay money, and go see it. So I really, really hope we are getting closer to some kind of stuff like that. And I think with PSVR2s being in retailers, that's a really good sign of where we're headed very, very soon. Bringing back a little bit of the optimism that I used to have. It's great, man. It's great. Really, really exciting times. Yeah, man. Yeah, y'all know what's up. Y'all know what's up with Astrobot. So guys, in other news, Poker Stars is coming to PSVR. Psych. Nope. Poker Stars was recently posted on the PlayStation Twitter and then was taken down again. Do y'all believe this shit? It is crazy, man. First it came up on the PS blog and I was like, or no, I'm sorry. It came up on the PS Store and I was like, okay, that's not really sufficient evidence that it's coming. And then, it popped up here and there again. And then, of course, now this time the official PlayStation Twitter account tweeted it. And I was like, okay, for reals this time. It's got to be for real. Nope. Psych again. Dude, they have fooled me so many times with that. It's ridiculous. Now, while it's not a game I was like incredibly excited about, I do like poker. I do like Hold'em and blackjack. It would be probably one that would be fun to sit around the table with some friends and play. So, but yep, unfortunately not happening again. So at this point, we just basically have to, once it releases on PSVR2, then I think is when it'll be official. We did, however, get a couple more deets on a game that I'm actually really excited about, and that is Crossfire Sierra Squad. Now, for those who don't know, this game is slated for the summer, and it's kind of been a little bit of a roller coaster ride with this one. In terms of like the info drops, I've talked about this game a couple different times, but I'll be honest with you, man. I'm really, really excited about this one, and I talk about it quite a bit because I'm excited about it. I want to get the trailer here, and a couple new details here. So they've kind of explained a little bit of the way that the modes are going to work. We got some new info on the modes, and that is from their Twitter account as well. And it says, when the going gets tough, Sierra Squad mercs call in a partner or 2 or 3. In addition to 13 single player campaign missions, recruit a friend for 2-player co-op and conquer 50 squad missions, or grab a few to take on the horde. Take on horde mode as a fire team of up to 4 players. So we got a little bit more details as to how the single player, the 2-player co-op, and the 4-player multiplayer is going to work here. Definitely an interesting layout that they have for this, but I don't know, man. I'm pretty satisfied with that. The 13 single player missions, hit or miss. That seems like, in theory, that should be at least a couple hours long. But 50 squad missions, that's a lot. And then, of course, there's the horde mode. So if the horde mode's done pretty well. I recently spoke with our good friend Wes over at Virtual Strangers because him and a couple other people got to play this at GDC. And I asked about, with all the stuff coming around Firewall, which, by the way, since we last spoke, Firewall has confirmed that manual reloading will be coming later in an ultra mode. But I asked about Crossfire Sierra Squad because that is an important feature to me. I think it's one of the better VR features. It's like one of the core VR features that we need. I know there's sounds like at least a 20% audience out there that doesn't mind or just wants the automatic reload. But for me, it's the feeling of manual reloading that feels great. So I asked Wes about this, and he gave me a private link to something that the developers shared, and it was kind of demonstrating some of the ways that, like, grabbing weapons and stuff. So that's first and foremost. You do grab weapons from your hip, from your back. That's another thing that's really important to me. I think it's immersive. I think it makes you feel like a badass. I think it feels really good. Um, and yeah, that the manual reloading, while I understand that can get a little bit hairier because, you know, that can lead to some frustration, some clunkiness and stuff, but it's still like it's something that I think is worth learning and just feels amazing. But for Crossfire Sierra Squad, man, this game is looking really, really good. And the reloading system seems like a little bit of a hybrid system where it's not completely like it's not how do I describe it? It's a little bit of a hybrid system in that, like, you do pop out the clip, you load in a new one. Some of the weapons have, like, especially the sniper rifles with like bolt action, you will pull that and have to reload that way. But it doesn't seem like it does every last little gun where it has like a reload switch that you have to pull and stuff. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. Both of these shooters, Firewall and Crossfire, I'm very much looking forward to. Shooters feel so good in VR, and I'm really glad that they offer something a little bit different. And yeah, with the new details on this, I like that there's 13 missions for solo, 50 two-player missions, and then the Horde mode. So I really hope they get the Horde mode right as well, because, you know, that's a hard one to do. I think I told you last time that that I think one of the better Horde modes I've played is like Gears of War. Like, that's really the only Horde mode I can think of off the top of my head that was like really, really good. There's probably another one or two. Y'all probably mentioned one too. Bad Robo in the house tonight. What up, dude? Says reloading in Pavlov is one of the best things about the game. I agree. Even though it's got a little bit of a learning curve, and takes a little time to get used to, it is like super important. What up, Scott's Wild Camper? Thank you, homie. Let's see what you guys are saying here before we get to our next topic of the show. A Puck DCFC says, hey guys, I have a PSVR2 and need a new game. I enjoy chilling on the couch rather than standing. So what game should I get in the sale? You enjoy chilling on the couch rather than standing. We got a couple options. I would say Townsman VR. That would be probably, if you want to just chill out and play something sitting, I would definitely say Townsman VR. I know it's a little bit pricey at $40, but you get a lot of hours out of it. I mean, I haven't even finished the campaign and I'm like 8, 9, almost 10 hours in. It's a long game and I haven't even played the sandbox mode, which I really, really want to. That would be, off the top of my head, would be a huge recommendation. If you don't want to spend that much, or something, yeah, there's a couple. Actually, Bearded Power's got a good point here. There's some games on sale that we're going to go through. I'm going to give the thumbs up and thumbs down. Maybe. Okay. We'll get to the sale in just a second. Let's see where we're at with the news. We got a couple more items on the docket here, and then we'll get to the sale, and maybe we'll find something for you there, man. But I'm happy to shout out Townsman because it's a pretty damn good game. All right, so next, we had another announcement today, and that is that Drums Rock is doing a collaboration with Blasphemous. I like this, man. First of all, shout out to Drums Rock because Drums Rock is a pretty badass game. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. I haven't played it in a minute now. Like, I got really hooked to it for a while, and then I kind of fell off it for a little bit because, you know, Resident Evil Village and some other things. But really, actually really impressed with this game. You know, it looks good for what it is. It's not like a blow you away visually game, but it's more about the gameplay and just playing, you know, simulating a drum set. I feel like it's a really good rhythm game. And now they're adding the soundtrack from Blasphemous, which was from, I think, Team 17. And I did play Blasphemous back in the day. I played a couple hours of it. I don't really recall the soundtrack really standing out to me, but the whole theme of the game, the whole style, art style, gameplay, all that was great. Kind of had like a Dante's Inferno vibe. But listening to this trailer, they showed off what sounded like, you know, it's got like some metal in it. So the best part about this update, though, is that it is free, which is awesome, man. And they include new drumsticks, new drum set, new gloves. That's pretty cool. Love that this update is completely free. They've done something else with it as well, with the game, where they also had, what is it? They had Until You Fall. They had like an Until You Fall collab, and they have songs from Until You Fall, which is wild to have that from a VR game. That's pretty cool, man. I would love to see more collabs like this. That is awesome. But yeah, I actually completely recommend, even though it didn't make my top 15, which fucking hurt my soul. I actually really enjoy Drums Rock a lot. And great gameplay, great haptics, and really fun. MRI Gamer, thank you so much, man. It says late to the party, but congrats on 10K subs. Here's to many more. Cheers, man. You're awesome, dude, even though you don't like Altair Breaker. Hey, man, I tried to join y'all on Altair Breaker last night. Y'all were full up. But yeah, Altair Breaker's pretty mid or below mid. It's got some nice things, but I don't know. It should be a lot better. It's kind of like Swords of Gargantua, but worse and better in some ways. It should be a lot better. But yeah. Oh man, so I want to keep an eye on the chat. Y'all talking about lo-fi. Yeah, that's a pretty cool upcoming one. You know, obviously I think lo-fi is going to be a great experience. I don't know if I don't think it's going to be we'll see how good of a game it is, but obviously it's not really designed that way, so it's not really fair. But as long as it's a good enough experience, I think that'll be cool. But it's looking pretty good. Even if you get some time to fly around the cyberpunk city, it'll be good. So, all right. So last week I covered a lot of upcoming games, 2023 games in particular. And there was a lot that we covered, some really, really good stuff coming out this year. Obviously, like I said before, we're still waiting for some big, some more big announcements, because I guarantee you, in fact, I know that there's going to be more big ones. I don't want to get tease you too much. I just know of a couple, but they're I think they're a pretty big deal. So, but I'm talking like Sony first party or some other huge things. We're going to get that at some point. It's inevitable. It is inevitable. So, but in the meantime, there's actually some pretty damn good looking games that are on the way that have been announced already. I went through all of them last week. Like I said, one of them I kind of glossed over and I said, yeah, this looks cool. I want to see more. And a lot of y'all were like, you were like, dude, this is definitely a game to get excited about. So I tried to do my due diligence and I went back and I looked at some more, and you guys were right. And that game is the Foglands. Now, this game is coming 2023, and there's a couple things in watching the trailer a couple more times, kind of analyzing it, reading about it a little bit more, getting a little bit deeper. You guys are absolutely right, man. This game actually does look really, really cool. In particular for me, there's two things that really stick out. Well, there's actually more than two things that stick out, but a couple of them. Number one, I love the Western horror hybrid approach they got here. So in this game, you're playing as somebody called a runner, and you are, let's see, I got to check my notes here. You're in this place called the Hold. You start out the game on your first mission. You pretty much end up dying instantly, and then you come back, you meet this guy called the Stranger, and he starts sending you out on these missions, and it's a mixture of looting, it's roguelike action, Western, and there's like looting, there's upgrades, there's all sorts of stuff you can get, and ultimately there's like a final boss in the game. But when you really look into the gameplay and see what they're trying to do with this, that's where it gets pretty exciting. What up, Florida Cat? Meow. Hello. What up, Metal Gear Solid Fritz? So one thing, a couple of things they used to describe this game actually got me really excited about it. I love that I love the kind of style they're going for. Like I said, I'm hoping that this game is actually kind of scary. I know not everybody can play horror games, but I'm actually hoping that it actually is pretty scary. It talks about it intentionally being very atmospheric. Obviously, the toxic fog going around. What up, Gage? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining, homie. And Jacob, hope you're doing well. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining. But yeah, man. So when they talk about the gameplay of this game, they talk about that they want it to feel that you're in like a bar fight, like a Western bar brawl. And some of that kind of shows in the trailer. I mean, obviously it's a shooter first, but they're talking about how if you run out of ammo, that there is stuff you can pick up and use in your surroundings. You see at one point he throws like a wrench at a dude. And there you see some of the upgrades as well. I think it'll show it in just a second. So there is melee combat in this, which is nice. I like the mixture of melee. That's going to introduce some VRAF mechanics. There's shooting. There's some dynamite he's throwing right there. But then right here, you'll see he's got like a turret unlocked. That's what really, that turret I think was the first thing that caught my attention. I'm like, oh, there's some cool mechanics, some cool upgrades here that you can unlock in the game for your progression. And yeah, there's the wrench where he just hits him in the face with it. But yeah, man, I just really looking forward to this. This game has actually been, so they gave us a little bit of info on the PlayStation blog, and they said that this game has actually they've been designing it for quite some time. They've been designing it since even before 2015, before they created their studio. That they it was a college project first, and they basically been just kind of staying afloat by working various jobs in the gaming industry. And now, after a very long time, they've finally have been able to make their very first game. It's from an indie studio called Well Told Entertainment, and they've wanted to make a engaging gameplay and a well-crafted story here. So they've got some cool stuff going on here, and yeah, man, I'm pretty excited about this. I like the little story behind it too. There's no release date yet, but they said they're keeping their cards close for further details. But we do know it's coming in 2023, so at some point they will reveal more. And yeah, man, really excited about this game. You guys were totally right to I'm so glad you kind of mentioned it a little bit more. So wanted to spread some love to it, because yeah, man, there's just a lot of games to keep up with. The big titles are always the easy ones, too, that everybody, known IPs that people are familiar with, but stuff like this. So really hoping this is good and turns out well, and it's looking very promising so far. Silver Nexus, thank you so much for the donation, man. It says game money donation from Master AJ of the Game Cat Dojo. That actually reminds me. Speaking of Game Cat Dojo, Zenith has been having some really interesting updates. I need to get in touch with the developers again. I used to talk with them a bunch and stuff, but they really need to tweak some things in the PSVR2 version when it comes to Zenith, because that game was incredible on PSVR 1. It was like 9 out of 10 at least. But on PSVR 2, it's a little rough. It's like they kind of have these options like you would for a PC, like PC setting stuff that you have to like tinker with it. And it's like, guys, every PSVR 2, every PS5 is the same. Just make it look as good as possible and make them all the same that way. I don't know. The other thing is the headset rumble kills me in that game. It actually makes me a little nauseous, which is crazy. Nothing makes me nauseous in VR. But somehow that does. Like, it's very intense headset rumble, and it doesn't feel good. It's like, ugh. But yeah, man, still, thank you, Silver Nexus. I went on a tangent there. Thank you, Silver Nexus. Appreciate your support, man. Appreciate all you guys' support. And like I said, keeping the channel and live streams ad-free, baby. Florida Cat, thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate you, Gage. Thank you, dude. Hope you have a great day as well, my friend. All right, so before we get into our final topic here, what are you guys saying here? Great Tantrum would like to see a re-release of some Survios games. Survios, man. Yesterday was Aliens Day. Yesterday was International Aliens Day, of course, because of what is the planet LV-426, and was since then 426 has always been dubbed Alien Day because of the planet that they land on in Aliens. And I was like, really missed an opportunity to give us like a trailer or some gameplay. My guess is they really went back to work on that game, realizing that, people are going to be mad if this game sucks, because they were like teasing that they were going to showcase this game or something officially. I want to say like a year ago, maybe even more. And they've been dead silent ever since. So I hope they take their time with it. I'd rather see it turn out really, really good. What up, Salvador, my dude? Good to see you, my friend. Aceville in the house tonight says Synapse is my most anticipated game so far. That's a good one, man. Synapse is obviously End Dreams. I think it'll be a great shooter. Obviously, I've talked about, like, I don't know how long it's going to be or how much depth it's going to have, but if Fract is any indication, it'll at least have very good gameplay, and I think it's going to look pretty good too, with that contrast of the black and white. But yeah, JB was talking about wanting some remasters of Survios games. Matthew Longo says raw data is underrated. I agree, man. Raw data was awesome. I would love to see raw data and Sprint Vector get remastered. Those are, I want to say, my two favorite Survios games, which is funny because it was like their two first games. But yeah, I'm with you guys and hoping, fingers crossed that the Aliens game is going to be great. We shall see. Algunio, I would also like to see a Death Stranding VR mode. During the downtime between PSVR 1 and PSVR 2 launch, I got caught up a little bit on my backlog. I didn't beat everything like I usually like to, but I did try to spend at least a couple to several hours with tons of games that I was dying to play for years. Death Stranding was one of them. So good, man. So that is absolutely my type of game. That was really good. That's when I got caught up with Horizon, a couple other things. So definitely wanted to see, would this work in VR? Would this be able to be converted to VR? So good stuff, man. Kill Artist 1, thank you for the donation, my friend. Says, I would like to see Survios redo Onslaught and add multiplayer in it. Replace the Horde with an actual Walker Horde. Yeah, I think it's too late for that, but we shall see. But that's, that's basically what killed Onslaught for me, was that it was literally designed for multiplayer, and then the multiplayer was just ripped out. Let's see here. GT says hello. GT says hello. Where's the PSVR2 game sales on PC link? Well, let me see if I can pull it up for you real quick. Somebody else said, what was that there? Matthew Longo says Decima engine is apparently very important going forward. Hope Sony develops tools. I saw something, I don't know, I didn't actually source this, so take it with a grain of salt, but it sounds like they are redoing or upgrading the Decima engine. They're upgrading it so that it can be have better future use. So that would be pretty nice. In terms of the sales, the sale page stuff, man, I would actually recommend just using psprices.com. That's usually really good. Go to the psprices.com, filter it for the sale, and then use that, which we're about to get to in just a second. Death Stranding feels almost made for VR. Dead Island 2 would make a great VR game. Absolutely. I've always felt like that would be a great fit. Beard of Power says, not sure my last super chat worked, so my favorite beanie wearing human gets another. Thank you, man. I didn't see. Oh shit, my bad, Beard of Power. I get kind of lost in the conversation, but he says, yippee-ki-yay! Hell yeah, man. Where's Die Hard VR? Actually, I don't want to spoil anything, but play Saints and Sinners, and it's very Saints and Sinners, let's just say, has the most Die Hard in VR moments, or moment in it that was incredible. I really am trying to take a lot longer before I start spoiling Saints and Sinners too. But yeah, man, if you like Die Hard, play Saints and Sinners. I did love those arcade games as well. The other ones, the original ones. So now this does, of course, bring us to you're struggling with Chapter 2. It's so much tougher. Interesting. It is tougher. Chapter 2 in Saints and Sinners is definitely tougher in terms of at least going out at night is just terrifying. Let me bring up here. I'll bring this up here, and then we will look at what's on sale. I've actually just got a list of what's on sale. And okay. So I didn't plan this part out good enough. So we have the PlayStation Store page. So we've got there's let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games on sale right now on the PlayStation Store. So we're going to go through them one by one and talk about if they're any good or not, and whether or not I recommend them. I'm just going to go in order of. Actually, there's one other thing I can do. If you bear with me, be patient with me one more second here. I'll pull this up, and then I'll put the link in the description so that you guys can have it as well. Let's see here. And I'm mostly just doing the US. If there's a game in the UK that's on sale that I don't mention, feel free to ask about it, and I will I'll tell you if I recommend it or not. We're going to go to this is psprices.com, a great website for deals on PlayStation games. I always use this, and because the PlayStation Store, when you purchase everything, it doesn't always show the right games. Why is this let's see, all discounts, and then let's filter just games, extra, VR, apply. Okay, so there might be like a PSVR1 game in here or something, but these are the games that are on sale. So first we've got Synth Riders Remastered Edition on PlayStation VR2. This is going for $18.99. And let me just say, huge thumbs up. Huge thumbs up to Synth Riders. This game, $18.99 is a great price. You get a lot of music with the packs. If you don't want to buy every single pack and everything, then you can just buy like solo songs, single tracks with some experiences. You got to try the experiences. But dude, Synth Riders is a definite recommend from me. It looks phenomenal in the headset. It looks really, really good. And it finally has the long-awaited multiplayer that we've been waiting for. So big recommendation for that. But don't get ahead of yourself because there's a lot more games to go over here. Next, we have Tetris Effect Connected. This one is tricky. So in one way, Tetris Effect Connected is like a religious experience. Is really, really great. The only thing is I still feel like $29.99 is a little pricey. It is fantastic, man. So while I do recommend this game, if you can hold out, maybe find a physical copy, something cheaper, I would like it to be a little bit cheaper. That being said, if you're on the fence, if you want to get it, and I would still recommend it, maybe just not before some of these other ones. But Tetris Effect is an easy recommend. It is a great game. Next, we've got Job Simulator. By the way, Tetris, I'm going to give a crooked thumbs up. Next, we got Job Simulator. It's $14.99. I'm going to say, that's a tough one, man. So I like Job Simulator, for the record. I thought I would hate it. Most of you people probably have played it already. While I would recommend it, I would like not recommend it first on this. Like it'd be like literally the last game I'd recommend. Hopefully all of you already have Job Simulator anyways, and I don't need to talk about it anymore. Which brings us to, so for Job Simulator, I'm going to say meh. It's a good game. It's just an old game. Next, we have the counterpart to it, the sequel actually, which is Vacation Simulator. This is $22.49. While I enjoyed it, I'm gonna say hold off, because as a PSVR2 game, I don't think it really offers anything special. It doesn't. It's an okay game. It's a little bit of fun. If you got kids, you might enjoy playing it with your kids. That's about it. Meh. Let's see here. Ace Diaz. I wasn't even talking about Horizon, and I did say it's a good game. It made my top 15 list. Don't come in here to bully me. Look, I liked Horizon, Ace Diaz. I just think it should have been a little bit better, is all. A little bit better. All right, anyways, back to the sale. Next, we've got After the Fall. So this is an interesting one for... Let's see here. So it's $20.09. Why the 9 cents? Why not just make it at 20 even? But however, if you have PlayStation Plus, it's $18.59. So After the Fall is pretty good, man. It is definitely, it got a nice upgrade to it. It feels good to play. Like the haptics feel really good. It's fun with friends. I've always liked the game from the beginning, at least when I played it on Quest. Not the launch of the PSVR that, they had a lot of issues, but I've always liked this game. I didn't, I got like a good 5-10 hours out of it and enjoyed it. It's not something I could, would want to. I spent a lot more time than that with, but it's decent. It's basically like our Left 4 Dead. The PSVR2 remaster is pretty quality, and yeah, like it's pretty solid. There's one thing about this game that bothers me though. There's one thing, is that when you get to the harder difficulties, is like there's still some like some crashing, some bugs, things like that, disconnecting. So it's fun to experience for the first couple hours, but it has some technical issues that really hold it back. And that is the only thing I have really against this game. I mean, yes, I'm not crazy about the progression system either, but I liked to jump in for the gameplay, the good time, and then spend a couple, 5-10 hours with it and then be done with it. And I was satisfied. I would have liked to have gone deeper with this game. So if you just want to play through it once or something, easy recommend. It's fun, especially with friends. If you really like wanting to get try to go for the platinum or something, or really want to go deeper into it, get 20 hours out of it. I don't know if I can fully recommend it, but solid game, solid upgrade as well. Solid. Next, oh my God, here we go, you guys. Next, we have Demeo, baby. Oh my God. Okay, so Demeo, what do we got here? Is $31.99, and then is $29.99 with PlayStation Plus. You guys, I love Demeo. It is so freaking good. In fact, before I jumped back into Resident Evil Village, I was mostly playing Demeo. You can play this game single player. You can play it co-op. I hear a lot of people confused about this game. I saw somebody thinking that it was an RPG and was like saying all reviews are saying it's an RPG. I haven't heard one person say that. This game is a tabletop dungeon crawler that's turn-based. It uses a card system. This game is so freaking good. In fact, this is my star of the show. I am giving the biggest recommendation of this sale. If I could only recommend one game from this sale, it would 100% be Demeo. It is so freaking good. I have probably like 30 hours in this game. I have no idea, but I play it mostly single player. I play a good chunk multiplayer as well. It is awesome, man. Matthew Longo, yeah, I guess it is kind of a role-playing. It's a role-playing game without the, I guess RPGs have kind of evolved in what they mean by that. I guess when some people think of RPGs, they think of leveling up and stuff, but yeah, huge fan of Demeo. Highly recommend it. It looks fantastic in the headset. It's crazy addicting. I'm taking a break from it at this point, but that's after beating the game and spending, like I said, like 30-40 hours with it, is where I've kind of started to slow down with it a little bit. Finally. Aceville says, man, I know I've said this a lot, but man, it's tough single player. I suppose I could see that. I haven't, I don't know. I haven't found, Demeo is challenging, sometimes been more challenging than others, but like a lot of games for me is you just keep playing them and you understand them better. You learn the mechanics and then yeah, you get better at it, and then you just become the ultimate badass. This game's all about the strategy, man. I played the final boss in this game. I fought him for like 3 hours or something, and I died every single time, got my ass whooped. And then I went back with a different loadout of characters, different strategy. And dude, like I just completely mopped the floor with him. Like it was so easy. It's ridiculous. It's all about just the combination of characters and the strategy that you choose. When you're learning the game, there's a bit of luck involved because that determines how much it's going to kick your ass or not. I did not tell you to get good. At least it's turn-based, so you have like all day to think about your next move. You don't have to act on the spot, at least. No, there's core strategy elements that make Demeo a lot easier if you understand them. Yeah, that would be a great one to maybe make some tips and tricks videos on, which I would need to do. Those are still coming, by the way. Just really still just enjoying the launch lineup a whole bunch. Ace Diaz, I agree. Skyrim does need to come to PSVR2. I do it. This is why I'm happy about Microsoft not getting Activision Blizzard, because now we can't get shit like Skyrim because they got you know, if Microsoft didn't buy Bethesda and ZeniMax, then we would have had freaking Skyrim by now. This is why it's bad. This is why Microsoft's bad. Give us VR support. Of course, there is the option to play it on PC with like mods and stuff too. So you can do that as well. But anyways, what's the next game we got here? So love Demeo, highly recommend it. Yes, it's probably kind of challenging if you don't like a big challenge, but it's good. Corey Massey says, how do you people still want to play Skyrim after all this? VR is the answer. I didn't even, honestly, other than fighting dragons, and maybe like trying to find some rare loot, I didn't really like Skyrim to begin with. Until VR, man. That world is amazing to explore in VR. Really, really good stuff. Next, we got Cosmonious High. This is $22.49. So of the Alchemy Labs games, I would say if you were to get one of these Alchemy Labs games, because you know, and you got kids, something to play with them, this would be the one that I probably would recommend out of theirs. But still, it's all right. But I was pretty impressed with Cosmonious High, not gonna lie. It did feel like a nice evolution of their series. But I would really mostly recommend it for like, you know, playing with your kids or something. Or, you know, if you want to revisit science class. If you miss science class in high school, it's an easy recommend. Next, we got Rez Infinite. Man, this might surprise some of y'all, but I'm going to say hell yes to Rez Infinite. Really, you know, it's a really, really great game. And it's, like I said in my top 15 video, it's one of the first, most next-gen experiences I had on PSVR2 because the eye tracking, man. Playing Rez with a nice pair of headphones and eye tracking is awesome. Now granted, if that wears off, you know, there's just the base game, and the base game is just, you know, it's solid or whatever. But I really think it's the experience of Rez that makes it special, more so than just the amount of content it has or the game itself. I think Rez to me is all about the experience that it provides, and especially, like I said, some of the best use of eye tracking so far that I've played. So I'm going to have to recommend Rez Infinite. Definitely gets a thumbs up for me. Next, we got Cities VR. What is this? $23.99. Now they actually released an update for this. But no. Thumbs down to Cities VR. I don't like this game very much. I don't think visually it's very impressive. I think it does a couple good things, but it's like, I don't think it looks good. I don't think it's very fun. It's very much like it's kind of like SimCity, but you're like managing power and managing water and sewerage. Literally, you're like, you have to build like drainage, and you have to like run water to your cities and make your people happy, and how's the economy and stuff. And it's just stuff that like I don't think has anything to do with VR or any significance. The one slightly redeeming factor with Cities VR is that you can zoom into the cities that you build, and they look okay. They look okay when zoomed up to, but gameplay wise and mostly visuals, like no, hard pass. Sorry guys, but I'm gonna have to say no. Cave Digger 2 is $14.99. I'm gonna say pass on Cave Digger 2. Although it's okay. It's okay, but I don't think it's really, it's like, I don't know. I'd like it to be cheaper just because, I don't know. I feel like Cave Digger is a series that always, it does a lot of things right, but it's still, just because it does everything right, it still doesn't do anything great. Like, if that makes sense, like, I don't know. Plus it's got a bunch of bugs and issues. I've got respect. I've got respect for Cave Digger 2, Dig Harder. and for what they try to do, they did try to be a little bit more ambitious. It's like Cave Digger 1, The Riches. I felt like it's got a lot of VR mechanics. It's a good VR tech demo-y kind of demonstration, but as a game, it's boring as shit. Next we've got Last Labyrinth VR, $23.99 and $22.49. Hard pass. This game was almost good. It starts out okay, but it's got really bad puzzles, and I was kind of trying to like it because of the horror aesthetic, but yeah, no, hard pass on Last Labyrinth. Not a fan of the puzzles, of the game design. I like the look of it. I like the atmosphere of it, but I don't like playing it one bit. So if we scroll down here a little bit further, we got 3 games left. Now this is an interesting one. We've got Fantavision VR. Now this is very, very interesting. I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of like this price point. Now let me tell you. So I streamed Fantavision on my one of my last Saturday Night Live streams. I bought it just for you guys. I bought it $30, and I said, you know, I like this. Like, this game is okay. It's mildly fun. Visually, when you play the dynamic mode, it looks colorful. It looks nice. I think it's okay. I think I wouldn't don't expect anything mind-blowing, but I would expect a pretty decent fireworks show, a pretty colorful fireworks show. The game just lacks, it's a solid game, but it lacks a little bit of that like fun factor to it. But it's kind of okay. Like, maybe if anything, wait for a deeper sale on it. Can't go wrong for like $5 for it. But I'm gonna say, like, meh. Yeah, if you need something to play and you're not sure, then yeah, it's okay. It's not too bad. Next we've got Last Labyrinth, which is MRI Gamer's favorite game ever. He told me that. He said this is his favorite game of all time. And he's crazy. It's $23.99. Nah. I'm sorry. They do a lot of things right here, but I'm gonna have to say pass. Death with you. I'm not a... This game is like, it's kind of okay at first. I don't think the gameplay feels very good, which is sad because it introduces some really cool mechanics, like being able to dash into the air and like slice things in pieces. It's got some cool things about it, but it's just, as a game as a whole, I don't think it all. It's just, I don't know. Design wise, feels a little unpolished. That brings us to the last game of the sale, which is Thumper, which is $9.99 and then $7.99. Hell yeah, I'm gonna give Thumper a thumbs up. Hopefully you had this game on PSVR1 where you could just get the $5 upgrade, but if you never did, this is a good time to pick it up on the cheap, especially if you have Plus, $7.99. Play this game with some headphones. You can play it with either the DualShock or the Orbs, and it's a pretty good game. It is challenging though, so be warned. It is a challenging game. It's pretty good though. So, Salvador, you're right. I totally forgot that this thing doesn't completely filter properly. So neither the store, neither this thing worked properly. Resident Evil Village is $20. Just go buy that. Guys, look, at the end of the day, if you have a PSVR2 and you don't have Resident Evil Village, you're wasting your PSVR2. I promise you. That is definitely the #1 game you should go out and buy if you haven't yet. But I do like giving some love to some alternate games here. So of this sale, I love Synth Riders. I'd say my top picks from this sale are Synth Riders, Demeo. Yeah, I'd say that's the two big ones that I'd say you probably should get the most is Synth Riders and Demeo. Those are awesome games. Great PSVR2 experiences. And then, of course, get Resident Evil Village if you haven't. Apparently, Gran Turismo is also on sale. Nice. Metal Game Cat Solid Fritz says he played the Secret Pistol Whip level. It was awesome. I need to do that before it's too late. What games would you guys recommend before we get out of here? Corey Massey says get After the Fall. That's a good price, especially the $18.99. Can definitely recommend it there. Let's see. Only Real Cash says I got the Quest 2. On Quest 2, get Resident Evil 4. You have to. Shades of Grey Matter likes Thumper. That is good. Heavy Brett Owl says Pavlov is so basic but so fun. Pavlov is great, man. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's like basic, but it doesn't have like a progression system to it, but it's super fun to replay. Lots of great modes. Let's see here. But good stuff, man, guys. Well, that wraps it up for today. So do you think PlayStation VR2 is going to get some kind of some flashy announcements soon to go alongside with the PSVR2 units hitting retailers? And yeah, man, like I said, awesome that we got our first PlayStation VR2 game sale. Thank you guys so much. Again, shout out to all of you who come here to hang out. All 102 of you right now. Thank you so much for watching, man. And like I said, going to be trying to do this each and every Thursday to cover all the latest and greatest on PSVR2. Super exciting times. You the man. And as always, man, thank you to the Patrons for keeping the live streams ad-free on the channel. This channel is very much sponsored by y'all, and thank you for the donations, those who donated today, and just all of you coming to hang out. Thank you to the moderators, all of yous, man. Now before we get out of here, let's get out of here with some metal. All right, thank you so much. Let's see Paul Allen's card. Appreciate you, dude, for watching for a while. Peter Venables, toodles to you, my friend. Ace Bill, good to see you. Heavy Brett Owl, love all you monsters, and says Jason Voorhees is a monster. Mark Smith, thank you, man. Double M Gaming Eyewitness, the Darth Vader, Old Darth says bye-bye. Only Real Cash. Mad Vegan, thank you, my friend. Hope you guys find something good from the sale and play some good stuff. Shades of Great Matter. Love all you guys. Bad Robo, thank you, homie. Go D, damn it, go D. Robert the Game Cat. Silver Nexus, thank you. Long live PlayStation VR, my friend. Blues Man, what's up, dude? You guys have a wonderful rest of the night. I'll see you again very soon. Saturday, every game is going to be available. It might be tomorrow, actually, or it might be Sunday. Shit, I totally forgot. We'll see. Next Saturday Night live stream, every game available. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Later, y'all.